Hi folks, it's been a wee while since I've done a video. This is me just on my wee walk, just going to ramble a bit about my thoughts on the Scotland football team and our exit from the 2026 World Cup. At the time of this recording, we're at 0.07% chance of going through. I expect either at the time this is uploaded or just afterwards that percentage is going to drop down to 0.000 and we will be absolutely out. Frankly, we can't have any complaints about going out as we are. We've not been good enough. We've not played well enough in any of the games to deserve to go through. And yeah, just another disappointing tournament for us. But obviously there's been a lot of reaction to what's happened. In the games themselves, I think, yeah, as I said, the performance is not good enough. Even the match we won against Haiti, we can't say we played well in that match, even though we got the win. Against Morocco, some would argue that because we had a couple of penalty calls that we didn't get, we were robbed in that game. I disagree with that because, quite frankly, in that first half, we were lucky to go in at half-time 1-0 down because Morocco were a much better team in that first half and we were just absolutely rubbish, and that alone for me was enough to justify Morocco winning that match. And even at the end of the game when we were attacking them and they caught us a couple of times in the counter-attack and we were lucky that they dragged a couple of shots wide. The Brazil game was just pure shite. 2 individual errors in the first half, very costly, and from there we were never getting back into the game. And unfortunately we just showed no creativity whatsoever in that match. We didn't show great creativity in the Morocco game either. As I said, really disappointing in the Morocco game. We didn't get any shots on target at all, and I think against Brazil we didn't get a shot on target in the first half, but we only got 2 or 3 in the second half, if my memory serves me. So yeah, we can't complain that we're going home early. Not been good enough all round, not been good enough from the players, not been good enough from the manager, but I have to give maximum praise to the Tartan Army, our fan base, who've been absolutely brilliant throughout the tournament. Really done our nation credit. It's just a crying shame that the football team didn't give them that much to shout about on the pitch. So, you know, fair play to them, all the Tartan Army, and you have my sympathies there as well as my praise. But yeah, in the light of obviously what happened against Brazil, there's been like a lot of talk about whether Steve Clarke should stay or he should go. Personally, I mean, after watching the dire football we played, I mean, I can understand why there are cries for him to leave. However, I'm also a bit sceptical about that because he still is the first manager to get us to 3 major tournaments since the 90s. And if he is sacked, A, who do you replace him with? And B, are they guaranteed to do any better and actually not just get us to the tournaments, but actually get us beyond the group stages? I can't think of any manager who we could realistically get that would guarantee getting us there. But also we'll have to look at the fact that our playing base, frankly, I mean, isn't good enough to compete at the elite level. But also, you could look at that and say, when you see how well Ghana did against England, you see how well Cape Verde have done at the World Cup, and there are other teams as well. I see how well Ecuador played against Germany and beat them to get through. All nations that I think probably have that do have like less population or around the same population as Scotland, and how do they manage to produce teams that can be competitive at World Cups a lot more than we can? So it's a lot of questions to be answered, and I think our problems do go beyond just Steve Clarke as the manager. I mean, quite frankly, we were never going to beat anyone at this World Cup, apart from maybe Haiti, you could argue, at playing, exciting, impressive, attacking football with the players we had. We had to be a team that was cagey, that was well disciplined, that was horrible to play against, and when we actually got the chances, we needed to be ruthless with them. And of course, we failed on all of those things, you have to say. So, yeah, I mean, again, I think, should Steve Clarke go? I understand why you're saying that, but I can't, at the moment, I can't think of any candidate who could replace him. You think they would definitely do a better job than he did. Feel free to leave your comments of anyone you think. Keep in mind, realistic candidates. We're obviously not going to get Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp to come in. That's just not going to happen. So, and obviously I think the SFA have a lot to answer for as well, because it was very strange that they gave him an extension in his contract before the tournament. I think they, to a degree, succumbed to a lot of media speculation, because I think a few months ago there was the speculation about Steve Clarke maybe going to Celtic after Martin O'Neill. I think there was maybe one or two clubs in England he was touted as possibly going to. I stand to be corrected, but again, that was all just media speculation, nothing more than that. And I think it's possible that the SFA have just kind of succumbed to that, along with the excitement, of course, the fact we qualified and the goals we scored against Denmark. But truth be told, in the qualifying campaign, we didn't dominate any of the matches at all. We just had moments in those matches where we managed to score some goals and do well enough to see the games out. So yeah, overall, another disappointment World Cup for Scotland. The future, to be honest, is not looking that great either with regards to younger players, because the best players we have now, and obviously McGinn, McTominay, Robertson, Kieran Tierney, they're all going to be they're all either in their 30s or they're going to be in their 30s within the next 12 months. And the young players that have coming through, you maybe say Lennon Miller has got it in him to be a really good player in the future. I'm not convinced by Tyler Fletcher yet, even though he was in the squad. I think he's got a lot more to prove. And obviously Ben Gammon-Doak, I think he's going to be a really good player going forward, providing he stays fit, of course. So yeah, just my thoughts on Scotland's World Cup and where we're going in the future, and whether we should change the manager or not. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really appreciate that, and if you could try and be civil with what I've said, and try and not be nasty about it, because at the end of the day, as much as we're all passionate, it is only football, it is only sport, but also it's something we are passionate about. So that's all I've got to say here, folks. Take care of yourselves, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later on.